Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Podshirt Network podcast. I'm here with my guest today, Keenan King. Say hello, sir.
What's going on, people? How y'all doing?
All right, hello, Keenan. Now, what Keenan King has done, he has provided me with a musical playlist, and based off of that musical playlist, we're going to have a conversation based on either the artist or the subject matter that the song covers. So, me and Keenan will have a conversation based on that. So, Keenan, thank you for providing me with your playlist. It looks quite excellent. So, let's get to the very first one. The very first act that you gave me was a rock band called Seven Dust. I've heard of them, and they have a track called Superficial Drug. So let me ask you, I, are you a big heavy metal? Because Seven Dust is a big heavy metal act. Do you like heavy metal, Keenan?
Oh, I love metal.
Okay, absolutely. Well, let's go and talk about the track Superficial Drug. Now, you are an MMA fighter. I should tell the people at home that that's what you do for a living. Is you are a fighter. And when I hear superficial drug in the world of sports, there's enhancement drugs in which people take steroids or whatever to give themselves an advantage. So I just want to know, Keenan, in any of the fights have you ever had? Have you ever fought someone that you felt was on steroids or a superficial drug?
No, not at all. I feel that everybody that I've faced, they've honored the no enhancement drug code that we live by, and it's usually something that doesn't happen in the amateur scene. Uh, Not to say that it doesn't happen,
Yeah.
but it's highly unlikely. But that's something that's more common when you get up into the high level pros, where you'll have guys getting popped for PEDs and all that other type of stuff. Most of the time, nobody gets tested for any kind of performance enhancing drug in the amateur scene
Oh,
unless it's a title shot.
okay. Now with that, let's get to the next track that's on your list, Keenan. We have Kendrick Lamar and his rap track, All of the Stars. Now, Kendrick Lamar, he is a big star himself in the rap world. Just last month, he won Best Song and Best Record of the Year at the Grammys. And I guess he's in the headlines. Him and Drake, they've had a beef lately. So I guess I wonder your thoughts. Who you think is winning the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake?
I, in the history of hip hop, never heard of somebody trying to take out a lawsuit against another artist in the
Okay.
midst of a rap beef. So, with that being said, Drake lost on that one. Like, you like, son, take that L.
All right.
But, they both, have done crazy things in hip hop. I mean, Drake is a hit machine. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? He has the industry behind him. But Kendrick Lamar, I would have to say he's more for the culture
Yep.
of hip hop. He stays true to the roots of what hip hop is. And that's not a shot against Drake. I mean, you have it's like Michael Jackson versus Prince. Like you
Yes.
have two great artists, but they have, you know, uh different takes on how they go about things, and it doesn't take away from the other's greatness. It's just they do two separate things. And me being a purist in the culture of hip hop, you know, I'm gonna roll with Kendrick, but also in the same sense, like you can't act like Drake hasn't been doing numbers since he came in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're both
So,
pretty good.
like to me, I have enough room in between my ears to listen to both artists. It just depends on, my mood.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I'm in the gym, I want to G a set out, and throw that Kendrick on. If I'm in a light mood, I just want to, relax, have something to bop to, I can go to Drake.
Uh-huh.
But two different styles, two different spectrum sides of the spectrum of hip hop, but still, overall, it's all hip hop.
Absolutely. And I agree. I think I like them both. I like Kendrick Lamar better. I think he's the better rapper. I think he's got better
Better
story,
lyricist.
better lyricist. Absolutely. All right. Now with that, let's get to this next act that you have on your list. You actually like this band so much, you have them on there twice. It's a band called Intervals. Now I've listened to some of their music based on your recommendation. They are mostly like an instrumental rock sound, if you will. But you have two tracks on here. You got Eminem and another track called Lacuna. But you really like this band to listen to them twice. So I just want to know, how do you feel about, how does the band make you feel whenever you listen to their music?
The great thing about instrumentals is that you don't get lost in the lyrics. Like you actually go on the journey that this band is taking you on with their song. And I think the entire Intervals catalog is fire.
Yes.
Like they're just great musicians. And you know what? Speaking of, we were just talking about Drake. This band is also from Canada.
Okay.
And I feel like to me, Intervals is Canada's apology for sending over Justin Bieber.
Uh-huh.
And I accepted it. And they just have just this amazing progressive sound where you can tell that they're really students of the music. And they have a unique sound. They have a fluidity with them where they can go really heavy, they can go really melodic, or they can blend the both together. But it's really a journey listening to their catalog.
Absolutely. When I'll definitely listen to more of them, but yes, and I'll remind the viewers at home that in addition to this podcast, the playlist that Keenan has provided for me, I will make a playlist that you can listen to at Spotify. So listen to this interview first, of course, and then after that, listen to all the tracks, and you'll hear intervals, and they do sound great. So I want to thank you, Keenan, for recommending that band to me. They do. I like their sound.
Yeah, I'm just doing God's work, you know what I'm saying? Good music, it to me, good music is almost better than money to me.
Yeah.
I mean, because a good music can take you places emotionally and mentally that really money can't.
Absolutely, and I agree with that.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
I want to go ahead and get to the next track that's on your list. You have Black Thought. He is the lead rapper and singer or lyricist for The Roots, which they're
Yes.
the band on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. And of course, Black Thought has the track sometimes. You can listen to that at Spotify. But I was focusing on the name Black Thought. And of course, you're an MMA fighter, and people have this theory. It's not necessarily my theory, but there's a theory that when people fight, there's a difference between black fighters and white fighters and the way that they think. But I just want your opinion, Keenan. Do you think there's a difference in the way that black or people of color that fight? Is there a difference between the way that they think in fighting, as in how white people think?
No, your mentality and the style in which you fight is based solely on the disciplines that you learn and train in and the people that you train with. They, along with the discipline, shape the way that you fight.
Yeah,
Um, like you'll see how in mixed martial arts, boxers will have, a more of a narrower stance
yeah,
opposed to wrestlers that have a wider foot stance because they're waiting to shoot for that takedown. While boxers, kickboxers, Muay Thai fighters, they keep more of a narrow stance to maneuver around. And and when you start mixing the two together, like wrestling and boxing, Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu, you'll notice that the traditional stances will be modified to be prepared to stuff takedowns and takedown attempts.
Yes.
And also, your fighting style can be based off of who you're fighting against. Like me personally, my according to who I'm fighting, I might have to change my strategy a bit. If somebody's takedown heavy, okay, I got to be ready for these takedowns, but I'm also going to work my striking into a way that I can be the most efficient way possible.
Yes. And I absolutely agree. I think I know where you're going with this, is that I don't think race matters. It's when you do whatever you do in life, whether it's fighting or playing baseball or doing your job at work, it has something to do with your race. It's about the work you put into it and how much you care about being good at your job. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, and really, it's your surroundings, where you come from. You know, it's who you are as a person that comes along with molding who you are as a fighter. They say, backgrounds make fighters, like most fighters, they come up poor.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? They have something to fight for. They're fighting for a better life. They're fighting for honor, respect, and what you're fighting for can also, you know, uh, shape the way that you fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, with that, Keenan, I want to get to your next track on your list. We have DMX in this track. How's it going down? And I know a lot about DMX. He is one of those. I'm a dog. He's always talking about dogs in this track. But yes, he is a hardcore rapper and a true legend of the game. Now, of course, with this track, it's a little bit different. Like which we talked before. DMX goes in a different direction with this track. So tell me, how does this, when you listen to this track, how does it make you feel, and your thoughts on DMX in general?
And DMX is an all-time great.
Yep.
And what I love about DMX so much was that he didn't put on a persona, a personality, a facade to say, to do what he does, where, a lot of people in the music industry, they have to fit a certain image to get in. And with DMX, him being himself the whole time made him free to grow into the person, to evolve into the artist that he was supposed to be, opposed to being worried about what people are going to think, do, say. Like it puts pressure on your evolution as an artist when you're that worried about putting on a persona for other people instead
Yeah.
of presenting you for you.
Hmm.
And the track, how it's going down, um, it just takes me back to an earlier time. When I was younger, it reminds me of the warmer days, and mostly like summertime, just going out and about, kicking it with my boys,
All
you
right.
know, go meet some girls, you
Mm-hmm.
know, simple things before life gets so complicated as an adult.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's a good answer, Keenan. I'm gonna go ahead and get to the next track on your list. You have the band Arch Echo, and they have the track "Immediate Results." Now, I've heard the term "immediate results" before. That, like, especially in the world of sports, it's always the goal to win and to win a big championship. But Keenan, I want to know from you, what do you think is what's your definition of having immediate results?
Immediate results is what everybody wants. Everybody wants the change and they want it here now. And I remember Kevin Hart saying everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to do the work. And yeah, immediate results are cool, but also it's I feel like immediate results, those results are going to be short term.
Yeah.
Long-term results are a result of you putting in the work, putting in the grind, staying disciplined, and staying true to what it is you're trying to do. And actually, what I liked about this song so much was that it took me back to playing Sonic the Hedgehog on Sega Genesis.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it sounds like that song came straight out of that soundtrack, and it's got this funk and groove to it that is just hard to shake.
All right.
You know, you can't help but to nod your head. And like, I really think in this song, the bass player really showed out on this track.
Okay.
But I just thought it was a cool song, you know, and it's also a song with no lyrics, so you're just getting all killer, no filler with this song. It's all music, no narrative to follow with the lyrics. It's just, hey man, this is the jam right here. Man, get a taste of this groove here and
Yeah.
follow the lyric.
I'm definitely a fan of Sonic, and actually, my favorite game from the Sega Genesis was Sonic and Tails. But I agree with the music; it's a really dope. They had a nice little theme to it. You could bop to it, you could dance. And of course, in the third Sonic, Michael Jackson allegedly made the music, even though he never announced out loud that he did. It was kind of
Making
kept
quiet moves.
he made it he kept it a secret. But yeah, that's some good music on Sonic. I agree with you on that. So we're gonna go ahead and get to the next track on your playlist.
Lithia.
Polyphia, yes, and they have the track "Playing God," and they have a nice. I listened to Polyphia a little bit. They got good sound as well, but I want to talk about the idea of playing God. That was a nice little theme there. But most people who want to do anything in life, they want to dominate, which we kind of touches up when you said earlier. But some people will get a little intense and they feel like they got to play God. The idea of playing God is that you want to control everything because God controls everything. So, Keen, I just want to know, is it a good idea in any aspect of in life to try and play God? What are your thoughts on that?
Hell to the no.
All right.
That that is just one of the worst things you can do is overplay your part and trying to be something that you're not. Um, and you know, people that try to play God, you know, sometimes it doesn't happen immediately, but they always get humbled.
Yes.
You know, you just because you are of God does not mean that you are God. And you know, the track in itself, man, was just crazy. I had never heard anybody play an acoustic guitar like that before. The flamingo style that they went with was just awesome. And
Yes.
I also liked how there was kind of just a hint of a hip hop vibe with the beat behind it. And just the angles that they went at with this song. Like I get once again, no lyrics, just pure music. And like I was just blown away by the timing, the sound, and overall the entire composition. The arrangement was incredible.
Yes.
And you know, switching back and forth between acoustic and electric guitar, um, you know, the transitions that they make, I felt were genius.
Okay.
And you can't do that without being a student of music.
Yes. They sound like they're really good at what they do. They had a crisp sound. I agree with that.
And you know, it's the students of the music, the students of the game that, you know, they pay homage and respect to the culture and everything that has come before them that has influenced them to do what they do now. And I think Polyphia is one of those groups. Like every member of that band is a savant on the
Yes.
instrument that they hold in their hand. And in a world where, especially music, where a lot of stuff has been done before,
Yeah.
you know, I feel like there are a breath of fresh air and creativity with music.
Uh-huh.
And you know, these are young cats too, real young, and they're out of I believe Dallas.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, Dallas, Texas, in the house, and man, they held it down.
Absolutely. And thank you for suggesting them. I'll definitely hear more of them. Of course, they will be in our playlist for this interview. So people at home, please check them out. Let's go ahead and get to the next track on your list, which is someone else I hadn't heard of. You have a guy named Jason Quay, and he had the track Pixel Invasion. But tell us about Jason Quay first, and I'll ask you about his track. But what do you like about Jason Quay?
Jason Quee is
Quay.
he is just another one of these incredible guitar players. And I forgot to mention that another guitar soloist by the name of Andy James is featured on the track with him. It's almost like they battle back and forth
Okay.
on their guitars. And Pixel Invasion is a song that is really based off of old school video games, the old 16 and 32-bit video games.
Yes.
Um, like when you hear it, you're just going to know it immediately. You're like, oh man, this takes me back. But the fret shredding that happens in this song is ridiculous.
Yes.
Like there is a lot of talent in the music scene that a lot of people don't know about because they're not backed by the radio or the industry.
Yes.
And I felt like I really would be doing the right thing by presenting this to other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the radio is cool and all whatnot, but you got to expand your horizons.
And I agree with that. 100%.
Like, life is entirely too short to not have variety in everything that you do or partake in. And my variety of music, I mean, my music ranges from old school hip hop, R&B, funk, heavy metal, all the way to dubstep and electronic music. Um, Really, like the only genre of music I can't get with is country, and I'm not trying to knock it. It's just not my bag. It's not my speed.
Yeah. Understandably.
But everything else, man, like all these different kinds of music, like you'd be doing yourself a serious disservice by just sticking to one kind of thing when your mind could be just completely opened and you know take the journey, man. That's what music is about.
Yes. I agree. Yes. It's good to explore, especially when it comes to music. But I think anything in life, I mean, you don't want to be one-sided. That's actually something my grandmother said. You don't want to be one-sided. You want to go out there and find other options. So
Yeah,
that's
see what the world has to offer you.
absolutely, man. So, Keen, that's a good answer.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
You have the rapper lyricist Logic, and we have his track Therapy Music, which I haven't heard yet. But let's talk about therapy music. That's the idea that people listen to something that makes them feel good, kind of like how a person needs to talk to someone just to talk out their problems. But that's therapy music does that in the musical sense. So I want to know from you, Keenan, what is your definition of therapy music to you personally?
Therapy music to me is music that helps you feel like you when you're feeling lost.
Okay.
Um, but also the therapy can apply to, any aspect of your life, like motivating yourself, inspiring yourself, or just flat out, man, I just need some good music to make
Yes.
me feel better about my day. And I feel like what's not spoken about enough is how important music really is to just mental health.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, um, especially with lyricism, there are certain songs that you can listen to that will relate to you and what you're going through. And sometimes it makes you feel better just knowing that somebody understands it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That you're not alone in it. Somebody's been through it before, and it can help you get through it. Sometimes knowing you're not the only one can help you get through things compared to when you feel like you're all alone about it.
Yes.
Um, like music helps me get through crappy days at work.
Oh, yes.
Music helps me make a great day even better. I mean, why stop at good when you can have great?
Yes. And I
And
agree. Yeah, go ahead.
and just also being a musician, sometimes just stepping out of your comfort zone and learning something new. Like I when I was in junior high and high school, I was in band. I played
Okay.
alto saxophone, I played baritone saxophone, and then I taught myself how to play drums. I taught myself how to play guitar.
Well, that's awesome, Keenan. I did not know that.
And it's the creativity in music is extremely therapeutic. I feel like you should always have more than one medium of art to go to. You
Yes.
know, I enjoy playing music. I enjoy creating music. I enjoy writing, but I also, enjoy martial arts, and I'll let that music influence my mood and how I move. Sometimes the rhythm of a song can help me get the rhythm of my footwork together and how I move fluidly. And just music in general is it's a healing therapy, just like laughter.
Yes. And I agree with that, Keenan.
And it's a power that is highly underestimated, and I don't feel like people talk about it enough.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with everything about that. Keenan, I want to go ahead and get to your very last track that's on your list. We have an artist named Fleeko Got Bars, and he has a track, Legend Has It. So I wasn't familiar with Fleeko Got Bars. So tell me, and of course, the audience at home that don't know who this person is, tell us about Fleeko Got Bars.
Fleeko Got Boz is a hip hop artist out of Dayton, Ohio.
Okay.
He currently resides in Columbus now, but this cat has been doing his thing for a minute. And the great thing about Sleeko is, some artists have a time period sound that they stick to, if
Yes.
you can get what I'm saying. He doesn't have that. He is fluid with the era and times of hip hop, where he can go, he could get down on a trap beat, he can get down on a soul beat, he can get with the old school, he can get with the new school. It doesn't matter what track you put behind him, he's gonna get on it and he's gonna do his thing.
All right. Yeah.
And actually, he has an album that is going to be dropping this summer, July 4th, as a matter of
Yes.
fact, Life on the Edge. And I think everybody should definitely check that out. I mean, because Dayton has a very rich musical history.
Oh, yeah, they do. Absolutely.
They going back to like Zapp and Roger.
Yes.
Like it's kind of weird to me that we don't have more funk artists coming out of Dayton, because there was such a big movement out of Dayton behind the funk scene, especially like in the 80s.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of hip hop influence in
Yeah. Nowadays, there's a lot of hip hop nowadays more so than funk. But I just call it a changing of the guard. Like once one music has its era, another music comes along. Funk is great, and I'm very happy there's going to be a Funk Music Hall of Fame that they're trying to make out in Trotwood, Ohio. But building that. But right now, I definitely agree. There's a lot of hip hop, and also a lot of inner cities. Cincinnati, any big city, they have a hip hop scene. That's the thing to
but
do
all
now.
but also a lot of people don't realize this is that a lot of the old school West Coast hip hop, their music that they sampled was funk. Like
Yes.
Tupac, Keep Your Head Up.
Hmm.
They sampled Be All Right by Zapp and Roger for
Okay.
that song. I encourage you to check it out. Like pull it up on two different devices. Keep Your Head Up by Tupac and Gonna Be All Right by Zapp and Roger. You're gonna
Yes.
be like, oh my goodness. Like, hip hop, West Coast hip hop had, was a big movement. It has a large following, you know, like um, California Love,
Yes.
Dr. Dre, Tupac. They sampled Zapp and Roger for that.
Yes.
Like
Yes, they did.
people don't know just how rich the history is here in Ohio, especially musically.
Yes. Yes, Keenan. Now with that, I'll definitely check out Slico Got Bars, in which also I'm also always looking for guests. So I'll definitely look him up. Maybe I can get him on my show in the future, and I'll tell him that you recommended him to me. So thank you for telling me about Slico Got Bars. And in addition to you plug that album, you are involved with a lot of businesses, or you have a partnership with local entities. You want the time to give a shout out to those businesses right now. So go ahead and do that. Talk about who you're with.
All right. So I'll stick with the subject that we were just on. Slico Got Bars. Life on the Edge, July 4th, 2025.
Yes.
You can check him out on Facebook and Instagram, Slico Got Bars. So, get with him. Um, we have I also have a connection to Croc Tours by Ryan Crockett. And you need to check him out on Instagram. That's Croc_tours on Instagram and Croc Tours on Facebook. He does, of course, the Dayton area, but he charges a little more for the Cincinnati and Columbus area. But bring your own booze, no smoking,
No.
and he is he's a great dude. Like
Yes.
you're going to be safe with this man because one, he big as hell. They're like this this is a big man.
All
Like
right.
everybody in Dayton, especially in the nightlife, they know Crockett because he used to be security in a lot of the areas. The next business, a close friend of mine actually, Van Vo, he has a renovation service called Tactics Renovations, and you can find that on Facebook and Instagram. And he is also a fighter as well. He just recently had an appearance on Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship,
All right.
and good dude, quality work, and if you're looking to get some renovations done in your home, check him out.
Yes.
Give him a shout on Facebook. And I also have another business name called CG Perfection LLC. And you can check them out on Facebook and Instagram. It's a cleaning service that does residential and commercial locations. And yeah, man, get with them. Great couple, great young couple that is they're really doing their thing right now,
Uh-huh.
and they're doing great things. And also, it's getting warmer. It's fishing season.
Yes.
Everybody's getting their rails out. They're hitting the pay lakes and everything. So if you're in Xenia, stop by Fish on Bait and Tackle on West Second Street.
All right.
Check him out. He's got all the gear you need, all the live bait, and
Right.
I'm pretty sure he's going to be venturing into hunting gear soon when that season starts up as well.
Right.
And the last business I want to plug, Dayton Vision MMA in Fairborn, Ohio. We're on Kaufman. As a matter of fact, 1168 Kaufman Avenue in Fairborn. Man, check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram. World-class people. Come grow with us.
Yeah.
There's no egos. You leave your ego and your attitude at home. Don't even bring it into the parking lot. Come in here and grow with us. Everybody is there to help everybody grow and get better. I don't know where I'd be without these guys. Like, these guys are incredible. I owe them so much, and I'm really thankful to have them.
Keenan, thank you so much. And whenever you have your next fight, I know you haven't decided when it's going to be, but whenever you fight again, I hope you win and I hope you do great. I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you for yours, sir, and thank you for sharing your platform with me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm Podshirt Man from 11 Labs. We want to give an additional thank you to FeslianStudios.com for making the intro music to this episode and after mid-rolls throughout. Thank you to the Ad Council for those mid-rolls, as we air them to provide support to those listening who are in need of hope. This episode, as well as past and future podcast releases, will now be known as Podshirt Podcast. Music artists that want to come on to promote their album will still have an album party playlist made, and that along with all episodes in this series will have a playlist soundtrack that is only available on Spotify. As for Podshirt music videos, you can now watch the weekly playlists early, before it is launched on YouTube, with the Super Diesel videos. You can do that by becoming a member of Facebook.com/groups/Indie Music Madness and get a post with a link to the playlist. If you have not done so already, subscribe to Podshirt Network at YouTube and join over 800 subs in getting instant notifications for new video releases. If you are a business who wants to run ads or a person who wants to be a guest on a Podshirt program, send email to podshirtnetwork@gmail.com. Just remember, good music is not dead.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.